So this is a quick tutorial on the basics of quick photo editing. Now I've opened up my image here in Photoshop. To make things easier with the editing process, what I've done is I went to Photoshop preferences. And in my preferences, I chose to zoom with the scroll wheel. That just makes it easier to zoom so you don't have to constantly hit the shortcuts or to go here to the magnify tool and zoom. So I've done that, and now you just use a wheel on your mouse if you have one. It's a lot easier to scroll and move around. Another quick tool is the H tool, which is the hand tool. Wherever you are, you can hit H, and then you can move your image. And still use the scroll button to scroll. So we're gonna start here on this image. What we're gonna do is just clean her face up, remove some of the oil from her nose, and get rid of the acne and some of the little blemishes around here. And we're also gonna remove the tattoo right here on her chest. So like I said, we opened up our image. What we're gonna do is duplicate our layer right here. So just go into the layer, right click it, duplicate the layer, hit OK. We're going to call this our working layer. Now the reason we are duplicating this is that so we don't distort the original image, and also so we can go back and see, how our changes went and make sure our color matches up and things like that. So it's good to be able to go back and forth and switch between the original and the working. So these eyes down here is what shows the layers. So for right now, we're going to hide the background layer. And also, we're going to put the background layer on top. It makes it easier to preview and go back and forth between the two. So double click your background layer, and you're just going to leave it at the name layer 0, hit OK. Then I'll remove the lock. And then we're going to put this layer on top of the working layer. So just drag it up there. Alright, so I'm going to turn the preview layer off, and we're just going to go on the working layer. Now, there are different ways you can edit, do quick edits. I'm going to go over just a couple different ways. What I generally like to do first is to get rid of the main blemishes and then work on the color and the blending later. So what I'm going to do here is go over here to the Band-Aid, which is the healing brush area. If you click and hold your mouse, you can go over and select the different, the different healing items. So I'm going to go to the healing brush tool, the first one. The healing brush tool, it's pretty much my favorite editing, tool in Photoshop. It's quick, and let's see. Now, what we're going to do is find areas that we want to edit. And with the healing brush tool, we sample the area that looks good, and we use that sample to cover up areas that we want to get rid of. Now, hold the Alt key. And what that does is show little crosshairs right here. And we're going to sample this area since it's clear. So you hold Alt down, and you click the mouse, and what that does is just sample that area. So now you can go over here to get rid of these pimples and blemishes. We can just go over and just click. And quickly get rid of any blemishes we see. You just want to make sure you sample areas that are, close to whatever you're trying to cover up. Just make sure that it's the same color as what you want to cover up, so that it's not obvious that you edited the image. So we just go in here and we click. Once you get used to holding the Alt key and where it is, and it's easy to go in and just fix the blemishes. Just make sure we're sampling the same area, the unblemished area. Make sure it's the same color as the area you're trying to replace. when you're doing a quick, cover up like this. And also, if you want to increase or decrease the size of this, the sample area, you can use the bracket keys on your keyboard, and that can enlarge or lower them. So if you're just sampling a small area, like if I want to get rid of this blemish here, this makes it a lot easier when you're sampling to get a smaller area. So I'm just gonna go through here and just start cleaning up her face a bit. It's a little shiny here. There's a couple other areas where we should smooth out. So we're not going to mess too much with the color here. We just want to get these little spots like here out. Just smooth it out just a bit. As you see here, there's a scar right here underneath her lip. Ultimately, you're going to have to make the decision on what you want to get rid of and how much time you're putting into the image. So, of course, the more time you spend, the more you're going to charge. So usually I do basic editing and advanced editing when I edit pictures for people. For this one, I'm going to go with a quick basic editing. We're just going to get rid of the main areas. Like here on her neck, there's a couple little blemishes you can get rid of just to smooth things out. As you can see, her hair is here kind of covering up. It's in the back of her earring. We can get rid of that hair. Just sample the area where there's no hair and just cover it up. You see there's a couple of wrinkles here on her neck. I would smooth these out. And we just go on and, make quick changes to her. And this collarbone here, I would, smooth it out a bit just to make the image look a little bit cleaner. So what I'll do is sample the area up here and just go in and smooth it out. See, now it's no longer visible. And right here under her neck, there's a little line here. Let's go ahead and get rid of that too. And this is going to take some time and learning the tools, and once you learn everything, the process will go a lot smoother, a lot faster. Some hair right here on the back of her neck we should get rid of. And we can leave this hair here, but let's make sure we get the strands around it cleaned up. So this is all using the healing brush tool. Now I'm gonna go in and show you how to change big areas. What we'll work on next is we will go down here and get rid of this tattoo on her chest. So we'll go back over to the healing brush area, click, hold the button down, and we'll go to the patch tool. And all you do is just draw a circle around the area you want to get rid of. Make sure you draw a complete circle and it will select that area. Now all you do is go inside of the area you want to replace and drag to the area you want to replace it with. So I'm going to go in here and just drag up towards here where it's clean, and the tattoo is removed. And the color looks pretty smooth, blends in pretty well. You could go in here and make small little changes to the bottom area right in here, but we're just gonna go over a basic quick edit now. Like I would go in here and, you know, remove the grease from her nose there. We'll go back to the healing brush tool and just sample right around here. Then as we see, we have did a good job of cleaning up the shine there. So you just go in and just find places you want to fix, and just make sure you're sampling areas that are unblemished. Otherwise, you'll just create more problems for yourself and it'll take a longer time to edit. And just try to sample from areas that are the same color again, just to make sure that, you know, the edits do look smooth and you don't want to make it obvious that, you know, it's an edited picture. It does look a little red there. We're going to increase the size of this and just replace that whole area. Now it looks a little better. The red is gone. Push H for the hand tool again. Then I'm just going to zoom in here to get closer to this area here where I want to make some changes. And, you know, just go in and make your quick edits. Her ear is a bit shiny up in here, so let's go in and work on that area a bit. Let's make sure you're sampling. You're sampling good, so you still create the same shadows and natural areas of her ear. And that looks pretty good, you know, for a basic edit. This look a lot cleaner. We'll smooth here on her ear also, so you can't see the large, you know, the hole for her earring. Smooth this area out a bit. Now, another thing we can do is go to the soft healing brush tool. You don't have to sample with this tool. What it does is pretty much evens around the colors that are, you know, close to whatever you're trying to repair. So, like this area here, you see there's a little bit difference where it's dark in the middle. You just use a healing brush tool and kind of even that area out. This works good when you're working in between colors, like two different colors. Or shades. We'll see just a couple little clicks made a nice, you know, difference here. Just kind of smooth things out around this area. Now it's good to zoom in and out, make sure you don't see any, you know, big obvious changes. Like we see a line right here. Use that same tool and blend that line in a bit. See, now you don't see it as much. And the shortcut for the healing brush tool is J. So if you want to keep going back into the menu, just hit J on your keyboard and you can go in and, you know, get your edit done a lot quicker. So we're gonna go back and sample the area now. Just gave me a warning because I was trying to sample the area and I was using the spot brush tool. So I'll go back to the healing brush so we can heal. You know, just smooth things out. Just do a basic little edit. Usually I like to start with the healing brush tool and then go in and smooth things out with the spot brush tool. Just so you're not smoothing areas that are, you know, distorted, or especially whatever you're smoothing out is like nice and smooth. Get rid of some of this oil by her nose right here. And on her nose, a little blemish right there. And get rid of some of this oil and lines right here also. Nose area right here is not too bad, but we're just going to clean it up a bit, get rid of some of the oil in here. Then make it a little smoother, you know, smooth out the shadows a bit around her nose. I'm gonna make sure her nose still looks natural. This line right here is it's a little dark. We're gonna smooth it out just a bit. Looks good. And then we'll go in here and quickly get rid of all these the blemishes in this area. So I'm gonna sample this color right here for the inside part. Blend in some of the areas in here. And remember, you can always go back and forth to make sure, you know, your colors aren't off and to see your changes in before and after. All you do is just click on the layer here to show it. You can see there. If you click back and forth, you can see how much clearer her face is already. So in this area, it's pretty, seems to be a different color than the rest of her face. So you pretty much have to pick a color that's similar, an area that's similar, like right here. You know, and we use that color to fix in the rest of here. And make sure you kind of blend in areas where the color is different as well. There's a little bit of oil up under her eye here. We'll go in, fix that up a little bit. Then let's go ahead and go for the big area here. We'll just start sampling areas around. And then go kind of from the outside to the inside. Now, as you can see, there are some little color changes in here we'll have to go and smooth out later with the spot tool. But for the most part, it's looking a lot better. Now you can see little stroke marks where I've been removing the images. You can see There's, a little bit of color in there. Color, changes. You can go into the spot healing brush tool and kind of smooth those out so they're not as obvious. This is also good for blending like two areas together to smooth them out. You might have to go back and forth between tools to get to the, to get to a good good color. So right now we'll go back and we'll try to replace this color here, use this color here, and get rid of the reddish area right there. So I'll go back into the healing brush tool and I will get a bigger area. And I'm going to sample this area right here. And then just go over and blend a little bit more. As we can already see, it's looking, her face is looking a lot cleaner in that area. I'm going to go over the places where the colors change and try to make those changes more subtle. Now this is a basic editing tutorial. I mean, you would spend a lot more time going in and making changes, depending on what you're getting paid for the editing job, or how far you want to take it. As we can see, area is a lot cleaner than it was before. Face is pretty smooth. See little color changes in here. You can just go in with the spot tool and make a little more subtle. So yeah, it's really a lot of going back and forth and fixing those areas. Go ahead and get rid of these hairs, right? This hair here and a couple little pimples over here. Also the lines, like subtle lines on her forehead, we can get rid of those too. So we'll sample from right here and just drag across the whole area. Now, as long as you're sampling from an area that has the same color, I mean, the job, it should be easy to get rid of whatever you're trying to get rid of. Get rid of this hair right here. Looks a lot smoother up there. We'll go in with the spot healing tool and smooth things out a little bit. And looks like a pretty good edit. Get rid of this light right in here. And right in there. And there's a little slight line under her eye. You smooth that out as well. It's kind of blended in so it's not as obvious. And it looks pretty good. The line where we smooth needs to be blended in a bit. Go and grab the spot brush tool and kind of fix that up. There you go, looks pretty good. And just with those quick changes, we'll be able to take a look at the before and after, and you'll see a big difference in the way she looks. Go back to the healing brush tool and let's fix this last area right here. Okay, and then we go back and we'll take a look at the before and after. We center the image, and this is how she looked before our editing. And this is how she looked after. You know, her face is a lot smoother, all her blemishes are gone. You could take some more time and blend the colors in more here around her eye. But other than that, it looks pretty good. I would get rid of this area right here. Let's smooth that out real quick. Replace it with the area right here. Go a little more. Get rid of some of these little small lines on our neck here. And it looks pretty good. And that's my quick tutorial on quick editing in Photoshop. Of course, you could sit here all day and make small changes, but for the most part, the image does look like, 100% better than it did before.